from the National Administration for Market Regulation. First, I'll give the floor to Mr. Tang. Friends from the media, good morning. It is a very special occasion. Our journalists with masks to attend this press conference. First of all, I would like to show my sincere gratitude to all your support and interest in our work. Thank you for your hard work. And regarding the resumption of work, I would like to give you some introduction about our work and then take your questions. General Secretary Xi Jinping has attached great importance on the prevention and control work, as well as the stability of the economic and social development. Talking about we should strengthen our work on disease prevention and control and also support an orderly resumption of work, make sure the production line is generally stable. On the February 22nd, General Secretary Xi Jinping gave an important speech talking about we should intensify our efforts to maintain the epidemic containment and also give the 8 requirements on orderly production. And that primarily also make several instructions on the resumption of work. And we implemented the instructions and also gave a targeted and a problem-solving attitude to solve all the issues regarding resumption of work. And we also released the 10 measures in this regard. These 10 measures are already published publicly. So this is actually a synergy across the board. So talking about the functions of the state administration for market regulation and covering a lot of fronts, we can tell it's quite a powerful measures. So it's covering the reform, deepening reform, and also the special measures amid epidemic, including 5 areas. Number 1 is online service. So we deepened our reform to improve our Internet Plus functions and services for the quarantine, checking of food, and the regulations and the anti-monopoly. And we will also conduct the end-to-end e-service. And we also to streamline the measures on processing, and anything that can be shortened, can be reduced, or can be integrated, we will do so. So that helps us to save a lot of time and cost. So for the certificates application, we help to cut the approval time. And the third, for the urgent cases, we give the top priority for the anti-epidemic producing enterprises such as the masks, the protective suits, and also for the patent application, the trademarks application. We'll also open the green channels for all these applications. So make sure the urgent cases can be dealt immediately, and special measures will give to the special cases. And for the special cases, we give the promise first, and then we'll follow up the process. For the food processing markets, and they will first conduct their work, and then we'll conduct the investigation. So this is what we call the special measures.
First,
so we will also conduct our inspections on the pricing to check whether there is the illegal behaviors in the market. And talking about the inspection institutions, they will also cut the cost by additional 50% for enterprises in the Hubei province. They will free from the registration charge. For the standardizations and also the services for investigation, check, and quarantine, that's also our functions. And we will also to get involved at an early stage and also provide the service to the enterprises on the field. And we will do everything to support the enterprises back to work. And we also do everything to support enterprises. And right now we have seen some progress. We have opened the green channels for the 87 enterprises impacted by the coronavirus. And we extend or exempt their certificate For more than 20 provinces, we also have the projects, more than 100 projects with special measures. And for Beijing, we also speed up the business license to shorten the approval time. And for the A5, the raw materials for disinfectant, and also to the products for the fertilizers that need for the spring seasons, and we also finish all the process to speed up the process for anti-epidemic products. And we also conduct a stringent measures to check the qualities, because we should put a key focus on the quality control. And of course, we, based on the different occasions, make sure our investigation not impact the production work of the enterprises. For the sub-quality masks made by the companies, we organize a group of experts to give help to the enterprises, to help them find the issues and to give the solutions, make sure they can produce the good quality masks and not impacting their normal work. And we also optimize the processing process and also creating the favorable conditions for enterprises resuming their work. And we also released the 55 enterprises with national recognitions. So these are the institutions that can conduct the check and the quarantine work on the medical supplies. So these information is actually available on the website and available to the public as of yesterday, talking about protective suits, masks, goggles, gloves, and we conduct more than 16,000 applications, so we finish around 11,000. So this also gives a strong support to the anti-epidemic products enterprises. We should give all support and should put ourselves into the shoes of the enterprises to help them to deal with the actual and practical issues and also solve their challenges. Now the floor is open. Please identify your media affiliation before raising the questions. With CMG, my question goes to Mr. Tang. In your introduction, you mentioned that there are 10 measures released to give the support to the resumption of work. According to your knowledge, what are the actual challenges the enterprises aren't facing, and what's the corresponding solutions you have? Thank you for your question. As we know, there are some difficulties right now the enterprises are facing. The measures and the policies we put in place actually is the way to coping with all these challenges, and all these measures are targeted. First, amid the epidemic, the flow of population actually are decreasing, and we also provide the services, a non-face-to-face service. So that's why we released the e-service platform. That is, we can do the application online. That's also we extend the scope of service providers for the food application or the food processing application. The license application all can be done online, so do not need to in person go to the service hall. And second, we talk about the certificates. For the anti-epidemic products, the enterprises actually, some of them actually transfer their production line to the anti-epidemic products, and they need time to procure raw materials and also apply the business license for producing these medical supplies. So we talk about if the enterprises can, in certain time period, got all the raw material ready, and we can give the a license right away on the field. And for the a food manufacturing enterprises, on the basis of quality assured for the enterprises, especially with low-risk food processing enterprises, we give them the license first, and then we conduct the inspections. So they can start first. So this is the talking about the cases that the enterprises without license. For enterprises with license, but to a certain time period, let's say 5 years, and they need to extend the validation of their license. So we talk about that they also are allowed to postpone the renew of their license. And for the enterprises for the overseas market trading, and we also talk about we can speed up the products that from the exporting to be used in the domestic market. So we're talking about the enterprises, they're producing the products for overseas market, produced basically subject to the international standards. So we also tap into the potentials to help the enterprises to produce the products that are good for the domestic market. And we also conduct a prudent measures and inspections. So there's a group of the enterprises. They've made for the product, the government procurement, or for the difficulties on the biddings. We talk about as long as they can correct their problems, then we will give them the lessons so they can continue their productions. We talk about the standings, mirrorings, the inspection, the quarantine. We all had a set of measures in place. All in all, the authorities understand the challenges the enterprises are facing. That's why we have these policies and measures in place. Thank you. With China Daily. In your introduction, you talk about the 10 measures to support enterprises back to work. And you talk about the medical supplies that we need to have a green channel. So talking about the establishing green channel, was the work have been done in terms of the National Medical Products Administration? So this question goes to Madame Yan. Thank you for your question. Indeed, this is a very important point. As we all know, the medicine and medical supplies are the key resources to fight against COVID-19. Since the outbreak of the epidemic, our authorities has earnestly implemented the instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping and the key decisions and deployment of interagency mechanism and the central leading group on disease prevention and control will make the decision prevention and control as our top priority and the most important task at present. Therefore, we have opened a green channel to the medical supplies and medicines. We have done the following areas. First, we have swiftly released the measures and policies in this regard, and also the working plans improving the medicine and the medical supplies, and we also established the approval mechanism, and we also organized a expert panel so we can conduct it the emergency approval of medicines and medical supplies in a swift and orderly scientific manner. And we also encourage the producers to speed up their production and also expand their productivity. And second, and we do everything to shorten the time period so the medicine can go to the market in a faster speed. Make sure that the medicine is effective and safe. Then we help the medicine can be commercialized fast, and also for the inspection and the quarantine of medical supplies such as protective suits, masks, and we also integrated the approval process for enterprises transferring their product line to the anti-epidemic production. We also have the system to give them the license, to give their full support as they needed to produce the medical supplies. We also gave the remdesivir, favipiravir, and other 3 new medicines to cure COVID-19, and these for the clinical trials. And we also give a heads up to the 7 enterprises for producing kits. And on February 23rd, we also gave the allowance to 3 enterprises, including 2 the antibody testing tools. Another is the NAT reagent. All these 3 medical resources are in urgent needs on the front line. For the 134 companies with a license to produce the medical supplies in terms of protective suits and masks, and we also give the allowance to 93 companies and the 84 companies with allowance to produce masks, and we give the emergency allowance to 21 enterprises. And 225 companies can produce the masks, general masks, and 67 actually got their license from the emergency channels. 396 can produce gloves, and 65 got their license through the emergency channels. And we give the targeted guidance to the enterprises and also establish the working group for the drugs and the medical resources for the epidemic. We give the one-on-one support and also provide end-to-end technical support, guidances, and also the on-field support for the emergency supplies such as protective suits, masks. We also shorten the process of approval and issuing the license, and we also initiate the emergency channels, and we also recognize the self-conducted quality report, and we also immediately issue the production license. For drugs, the medical products administration at all levels speed up their processing time and make sure we have drugs sufficient for the clinical trials. As of February 24th, the protective suits, 330,000 can be produced. Masks, 844,000. The NAT kits can meet the need of 1.7 million. The antibody reagent can reach 350,000. And fourth, we also help the enterprises to cut costs. For the applications under the umbrella of anti-epidemic products, we exempt the registration fee. For drugs, in the special proving process, that's especially related to the diagnosis treatment of COVID-19. They're also free from registration fees. Going forward, we will continue to implement the key instructions made General Secretary Xi Jinping at meetings on controlling the epidemic and maintaining social and economic stability and the orderly production and lives. We will do the following. First, we will speed up the approval work on the anti-epidemic products. And the second, based on the actual needs of the enterprises, especially the enterprises transferring their product line to anti-epidemic products, we will give them the support in terms of the guidance, techniques, and the policies, make sure they can produce the products in a safe way and with good quality. So according to the news report, the remdesivir of the U.S. company Gilead, and we talking about they have quite effective results on fighting the COVID-19. So do we have a patent of remdesivir in China, and what's your way to protect IP? Thank you for your question. We have noticed from the media coverage at a Gilead company in the United States, they developed this new drug called remdesivir. At the early stage, it's an anti-Ebola and anti-MERS drugs. Right now, in any country around the globe, it's not allowed to be commercialized in the market. Right now, still on the clinical trial stage. According to the media coverage in the United States, the remdesivir have a good result on treating COVID-19, and also conducted a clinical trial in China in several medical institutions. It's an ongoing process, and we can get the result on February 27th, and we also touch great importance on the clinical trial. So talking about the drugs, remdesivir, company Gilead actually applied 8 patents in China. Right now, 3 out of 8 already got the approval, and 5 are now in the process. The 8th application covers the key structures and the asimilar structure, their reagent, and the way of application and production. We know drugs actually are special products because they closely link to people's life and safety, and also require a big investment in time and cost. So need a strong support from the patent perspective. According to the law of patent in China, once the companies receive the patent, any company or individual without the authorization given by the companies with patent are not allowed to use or commercialize the products. For the exceptional case, is actually the drugs or the techniques used for the science and technology research or for the administrative approval. On top of that, we know the drugs as a special product. It need a stringent approval by the FDA. For the drug producers, they should abide by the law and should get the approval from the authorities and also respect the legitimate rights and interests of the patent holder. If the patent holder think the certain companies break the law, and they will file the case to the court or go to the certain authorities. For the arbitration, and we will, according to the law, protect the legitimate rights and the interests of the patent holder. For Radicivir, right now still on the clinical trial, and we quite close monitor the results of Radicivir, and also for the other drugs like Radicivir, and we're also waiting to see a group of drugs and also the existing drugs with new applications. We would like to see their results. Right now, we are at the most critical stage on containing efforts. No matter it's our authority or the drug companies, we should always put people's safety and health first, and we should create the synergy to protect our people and to win the battle against the epidemic. Thank you. Talking about food safety, actually very close to people's safety. So amid epidemic, what measures in place to support the companies producing food back to work? Thank you for your question. This is a sudden outbreak of the epidemic. We talking about food among other lifeline products has the closest link to people's safety. Based on the requirement and regulations, the State Administration for Market Regulation has released the notice on further monitoring the safety and quality of the food. And we also ask the market regulation authorities at all levels should attach the great importance on the food producing at all milestones. And we also urge the companies to join the campaign of ensuring quality, quantity. For the 7,000 companies join the campaign, and half of them are the companies producing food. Among them, half are the leading companies, and they actually a good example and to play a leading role in the resumption of work orderly and also protect the stable operation of the market. They paid their responsibility and contribution in this regard. For the state administration and also its the authorities at all levels also play a role and also help the enterprises to solve their issues and support them resume work. And first, we help them to extend the allowance or their license. For the companies, if their business license is expired, then it's allowed to extend the period until the epidemic are gone. And for the local authorities, it can based on the different level of risk to find a way that the enterprise can make the production first, and then the authorities can conduct the investigation and inspections. For the companies with low risk, they can first make a promise or commitment, and they can first start the production, and they can get license first, and within 30 working days, the authorities will conduct the on-field inspections. And we also allow the companies to do the Internet Plus application online. So the inspections issues and other processes are all available online, including the information disclosure, and we also give the e-certificate to the companies, so the companies do not need to go to the service hall in person. And of course, we'll also speed up our work in order to support the main entities of the market to help them to solve the problems they are facing amid the epidemic. The authorities spare no effort to speed up our work to create favorable conditions for the companies back to work. Going forward, we will continue our work to support the leading companies of food producing to continue their key roles, and also to let the AE platform make a greater role, and also can roll out the good practice in terms of the non-contact food delivery. Facing the actual fact that we have less food consumption in the restaurants, and we will do more online to help the enterprises be more resilient amid the epidemic, and also give stronger measures in place to cut the cost and also deliver the practical benefit to the enterprises as well as consumers. The State Administration for Market Regulation will work with other stakeholders, will help the all policies and measures available to help the enterprises overcome difficulties and to be promising after the epidemic. My question to Mr. Tang. We have noticed the State Administration for Market Regulation launched the A3 guarantee to guarantee the quantity, quality, and the price. So what's the progress in the regard, and how the enterprises play their role in the process? Talking about these three guarantees actually started on January 29th. Why we're doing this is we want to encouraging the enterprises and the market entities work together to guarantee the supply of medical resources and daily necessities. Since the starting of the campaign, as of yesterday, we have more than 7,000 enterprises has joined us, including food processing companies and medical manufacturers, especially the leading companies in the field of the supermarket. Because for the supermarket, they have more than 200,000 e-posts covering every streets and villages, and we have seen a good progress talking about stabilizing the price. On the one hand, the market regulation authority has played our role and our functions, and we released the regulations on beating up masks, and we made publish on the punishment on the illegal behaviors. As of yesterday, we punish 4,500 companies with wrongdoing. For other medical supplies and daily necessities, we had around 11,000 enterprises on our list for inspections, and we will release these wrongdoing enterprises online. So the e-commerce also do everything they can to stabilize the price. For e-commerce that joined our campaign, 200,000 masks actually off the shelf because of speeding up the price that's related to around the 360 accounts. So we are doing everything to check the quality, the price. If we found that a product with poor quality or wrong price, we'll call them back. For enterprises joining our 3 guarantees campaign, the supermarkets, 98.9% got back work. More than 70% food manufacturers back to work. E-commerce play a great role to link the supply and demand side, make sure the supply is sufficient. It's fair to say that our campaign has produced a good result. And also I would like to take this opportunity to call on more enterprises to join our 3 guarantees campaign. The market regulation authorities working with market entities to stabilize the market, create a favorable condition to provide a good service and products to our people. China News Agency. At this special occasion, what's your way to support enterprises for refinancing? Thank you for your question. And also thank you for your focus on the SMEs because they have a difficult accessing refinancing. Yes, indeed, we have some small and macro enterprises had difficulties to get the financial support. So some of the SMEs, especially the science and technology featured enterprises, would like to use their patent as a pledge to apply for loans. 2019, the China National Intellectual Property Administration has started our work in this regard. Last year, the total amount $151.5 billion and helped 20,000 enterprises to solve their financial issues. After the outbreak of COVID-19, the China National Intellectual Property Administration has earnestly implemented the instructions and deployment of General Secretary Xi Jinping and the CPC Central Committee. We facilitate our work to help the enterprises, especially SMEs, and also have special channels to provide the SMEs in a patent applying and also the pledge. We have a set of measures and policies in place. The question you ask, we are conducting the following 3 works. First, we opened a green channel for a patent pledge. Based on the requirements of enterprises, we also speed up our process, and within 1 working day, we can finish the e-registration for enterprises producing anti-epidemic products, and they will get their application approved right away. Make sure the process of application not delay or waste any time. And second, we also conduct a screening work for patents, trademarks, pledge application, and also the application in the pipeline. We also conduct a full investigation on whether the companies have the capabilities to pay back the loan. And we also work with banks to issue the loans or renew the loans. And third, and we also encourage the localities to issue the interested loans with the discounted interest with the loans, and also have the new ways to help the enterprises by utilizing internet to leveraging the role of patent and further support enterprises resuming their work. We're also glad to see that localities has conducted effective ways to let the patents pledge for financing, such as Guangdong province. They issued the measures to further carrying out the work in this regard. So the Dongguan province let the one enterprises to get 150 billion loans by using their 3 new patents as pledge. And the Jiangsu province also carry out a good process in this regard, and they have the specific projects. Since the epidemic outbreak, 37 applied the loans by using the patent pledge. I will not go into details, but there are a lot of examples and a good practice in this regard. Going forward, we will also roll out the good practice to the whole nationwide and give full support to the enterprises with the need and the right condition, and give all our full support to let the companies back to work. With CNRTT, and we talk about the China Medical Products Administration in a short time period approved a set of companies for producing anti-epidemic products. So how we guarantee the quality of medical supplies and what measures we have in place. I will take your question. As we know, the medicine and the medical supplies are special products, and we should control 2 milestones. One is before commercialization, another is after commercialization. And as I just mentioned, we initiated an emergency channel to make sure we have everything to prove it's safe and efficient to treat the patients. So our premise is the medical supplies and drugs are efficient and safe. So this is what we need to do before commercialization. So after commercialization, we also intensify our efforts on inspections. For the drugs and medical resources got their approvals in our emergency channels, and also the drugs laid out by NHC are all under our inspection scope, covering the following areas. And then first, we should be safe. That's the bottom line. And also we have the clear responsibilities for the enterprises producing anti-epidemic products, and we also tighten our efforts to do the inspections on the enterprises, and also to do more inspections and we also conduct a more spot checks as well, and also have a stringent standards and requirement on the producers, and we also ask the producers to have their tracking recorded available and to add, and know exactly the raw materials, where are the raw material from, as the make sure the raw material are safe as well. And we also have the top priorities given to the drug and medical supply producers. And second, we also sent a group of inspectors to tighten our regulation and oversight on the key enterprises, and also provide the help to solve the difficulties. As of now, we sent 13 inspective groups in 2 batches to conduct work on enterprises producing protective suits and masks. Third, we also hold people responsible and give a stringent punishment on illegal behaviors, and also work with the relevant authorities to punish the illegal behaviors on producing the poor quality medical supplies. Going forward, we will do a good job in the emergency application, while also we will conduct a good inspections, make sure the medical supplies and drugs are safe. Thank you.